This is momentum selling. Earn trust early, remove friction, and show up in a way buyers remember. Let's get to work.
Your shoes are still wet from this morning's rain. You slide into your chair, a little out of breath, jacket still half-zipped, catching a glimpse of your team shuffling past, quiet, glancing at the floor. It's too early for disappointment, but already you feel it settle in your gut. Your phone buzzes. Another deal, the one you promised yourself you'd lock down, is already slipping through your fingers. The client sounded polite enough, but every question they asked felt like a wall you couldn't climb. Numbers you couldn't recall, a story you didn't prep, moments where your voice just didn't hit home. If only I'd looked up those market stats last night. If only I had a better question ready, or just a smoother way to explain why we're different. That's the thought that sticks. Looking around, every teammate looks a little haunted too, like we lost together, but nobody knows why. Nothing big blew up, no drama. It's just 1,000 tiny details left out. And you ask yourself, did I even do my homework? Why do I skip the small stuff when I know the small stuff is everything? That's the heartache of losing a deal you could have won. Most people think confidence shows up when you close, but that's not true, not even a little. Momentum is built quietly, late at night, early in the morning, in the prep, no one sees. You set the stage before you ever walk into a room. When you do the prep, you're not just quicker on facts or smoother in your pitch. You walk in respected. Your client feels somehow that you see and understand them. And you go home lifted, not just relieved you didn't blow it. So here's what we're really chasing. Preparation isn't for rookies, and winging it isn't expertise. Every pro I've worked with, the championship point guard, the Broadway actor, or the top sales rep, they obsess over prep because it's what creates trust, not just with the client, but with themselves and their team. When you get just a little bit better at this, you're truly confident and everything gets easier.
Wow, you painted that so clear, I almost felt like I was the one sitting there with damp socks in the pit in my stomach. I totally relate to that. That feeling when you're like, wait, did I just lose that because I missed one tiny thing? It gets you every time. What we see, and I've done this myself way too many times, is people think, I'll just wing it, I've got good instincts. But 9 times out of 10, that's the stuff that keeps you stuck. You miss a detail, you freeze, the client feels that half-second pause and they just, they sense you weren't ready for them. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up respectful of your own time, their time, the whole relationship. Because honestly, when you prep, you walk in with confidence, and that confidence, it's contagious. Your clients feel it too, and man, it changes the whole vibe of the conversation. I'd say, prepared people make everyone else relax. So let's turn that story into something you can do right now. I'm a huge believer that every win, in sports or sales, comes down to what happens before the big play. Think about any pro team. They're not just practicing fancy tricks, they're drilling the basics until it's second nature. There's this trick called 3 moves in advance. It's from coaching, and honestly, it's a lifesaver. Before every client call or meeting, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What's their game plan? What do they care about? What do they need? 2. What's my plan? How can I help? What do I want out of this? And 3. What's the wild card? Like, what could surprise us or throw things off? Here's how you make it stick. Write down 1 fact about your client, 1 question that shows you listened, and 1 way you'll make their life easier. Doesn't have to be big. Maybe you prep a summary they can share with their boss, or have a sample ready before they ask for it. It's not glamorous, but it's what makes the hard stuff look easy. Like, you want to remove friction? Start here. This is how you create momentum. Small habits, every time.
Yes. What I love about the 3 moves approach is it's really just about respect. Respect for the craft, for your team, and for the client's world. In theater, we'd call this rehearsal. Run your lines, anticipate the audience reaction, and always know how to rescue the scene if the curtain gets stuck. In sales, it's even more practical. Practice asking smarter, more human questions. Rehearse how you'll explain something so simply that if someone's walking their dog while listening to your voicemail, they'll still get it. For people who want a quick mental image, picture a basketball team watching film knowing what the other side might run. That's what we're talking about. See their moves, plan your own, stay loose for surprises. When you prep this way, you become the go-to for the best opportunities, and it compounds from there.
For those who like role plays, grab a friend and practice the curveball questions you're scared of. And if you're shy or feel embarrassed practicing out loud, use ChatGPT. It's like a real prospect without the pressure. You can practice every curveball you're worried about. Give it 2 minutes a day and watch your confidence kick in. Just 2 minutes a day and you'll start running these plays without even thinking about it. Like walking into a call knowing, if they say X, I've got Y. That's when it feels fun. You start to look forward to the meeting instead of dreading it.
Okay, so here's how to make this real. Before your next call, run the 3 moves ahead habit. It takes 5 minutes and gives you instant control. First, note one thing you know about the client that actually matters to them. Second, write one question that proves you listened last time. Third, decide one way you'll make their life easier today. That's it. 3 moves. When you show up this prepared, calls smooth out, clients relax, and you start hearing lines like, "You're the only one who thought of that." That's how you know momentum is building. At the end of the week, ask yourself one thing. Did I get fewer curveballs and feel more in command of the conversation? If the answer's yes, 3 moves ahead is working.
Absolutely. And combine that with what we learned in the last chapter. Find the 3 most common moves in your role and just go 1 notch above normal every time. Like, if your competitor emails back in a day, can you respond in an hour? Or maybe you prep summaries people can forward internally so you save them time and headaches. When that becomes a habit, that's your new baseline. Then add 3 more. It's not about grinding harder, it's about raising what normal means for you and for your clients.
And listen, nobody becomes a pro by thinking about it. You got to do the thing. Make these habits stick and share your wins, your stumbles, and your lessons in the community. Drop a comment. What was the one prep move that changed your week? Or a question that made a client light up? We learn faster together. If you want trust, focus on effort, ease, and emotion, all in every prep. You'll know it's working when you start hearing thank you before the call even ends. And honestly, when you walk out of every room a little taller. Prep like it matters every time.
Okay, quick review before we wrap. The 3 moves habit is the simplest way to stay prepared without overthinking anything. 3 moves. It keeps you focused, it keeps the call clean, and it keeps the client feeling like you actually thought about them. When you work this way, you show respect for the craft and for the client. You sound prepared, you stay relaxed, and you become the person people trust with the real opportunities. Momentum grows because you're not winging it anymore. You're walking in with intention. Small habit, big edge. Start using it today.
All right, friends, keep the prep real, keep it human, and we'll catch you next chapter. Go be the pro your clients remember before the meeting even starts.
You've been listening to Momentum Selling. Turn today's idea into one repeatable habit. Stay consistent, stay human, and we'll catch you on the next episode.